ex-pole dancer, 44, who promised a postman she met online they would die together but changed her mind leaving him dying in his car, is found guilty of forming a suicide pact. A former pole dancer is facing time in jail after forming a suicide pact with a postman she had met the day before, only to back out of the deal, leaving him to die alone. Natasha Gordon, 44, convinced Matthew Birkinshaw to kill himself after they began talking to one another via an internet suicide forum. She told him they would die together and also text him later saying, "I really can't wait to go tomorrow, hope you don't change your mind." Mr. Birkinshaw traveled 90 miles from his house in Walsall to Gordon's home in Peterborough after they had talked about ways in which to take their own lives. The pair then drove to nearby Rutland Water, where by a quiet part of the road, the 31-year-old began the process which would lead to his death. But Gordon, who was active on suicide forums for more than a year and had previously talked about forming a suicide pact with at least 6 other people, then decided to leave the scene. She then walked to a nearby hotel and was picked up by police and her concerned partner, who had called authorities after receiving a text that she was planning to take her own life. Leicester Crown Court heard she failed to tell officers about Mr. Birkinshaw, who was dying just meters away until it was too late. He was found in the car at around 6:38 p.m. after dying of carbon monoxide poisoning. Gordon sobbed as she gave evidence, saying she left him at around 3:50 p.m. on December 17, 2015 when she changed her mind. She said she tried to talk him out of it but he locked the car, put the radio on, and reclined the seat. Gordon added, "I tapped on the window but he wouldn't look at me. He leaned back and closed his eyes. I walked off and I looked back. Then the police phoned me and I answered it." Gordon was picked up by 2 officers at 4:30 p.m. but it was not until 5 p.m. when they arrived back at her home when she mentioned she had been with Mr. Birkinshaw. He was found in his Fiat Punto at around 6:38 p.m., around 90 minutes later. He had left a number of letters and attached a note to the car which read, "Do not enter, toxic fumes." She is due to be sentenced in the new year. For confidential support call the Samaritans on 116123 or visit the local Samaritans branch, see www.samaritans.org for details.